Hi, everybody. My name is Letitia McAuley. I go by Tish. And I was born a psychic impet. And with that being said, it was unknown to me until years later in my life. I love his karma. The karma, I think I had to do all my karma in one lifetime. I don't think I came back. I think I had to deal with it all. But, in my life, I went through a lot of trauma so I could do what I was meant to do with the gifts I had. So I didn't know that I was gifted for the first 50 years because I was going through a lot of stuff. I was born into a very alcoholic, dysfunctional family. Um, a lot of things happened to me as a child that shouldn't have happened. My mother drank because that's how she dealt with her life, so me and my brothers did the same thing. So we started drinking and then we were doing drugs. And so alcoholism, drug addiction was normal in my life. Um, my brother, who was an empath, was diagnosed as being a paranoid schizophrenic back in the day. So it's like 50 years ago. And he became very paranoid because he was an empath and they fried his brain and they, gave him all these drugs. So this made our home a scary place to be because he was acting paranoid. And so he was paranoid. So, um, you know, I became an alcoholic and I did every drug there was to the extreme so I could live through that kind of life. So after turning my life around and my gifts came, like I got clean, I got sober, and then all of a sudden I have these gifts, and I'm like, oh my Lord, I always had them, but I had numbed them, so now I'm not numbing them, and here they are. I didn't want them. I'm not going to lie. I was like, take them back. I don't want this. This is ridiculous. You can't give them away. You can't turn them off. You can put a bubble around you and do all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't go away. So I had to learn how to, you know, make it a blessing and not a curse because it felt like a curse for a long time. So I started looking things up, and I'm an empath, so I looked up psychic empaths because my friend said something, and I looked it up and went, oh my gosh, there I am. Then I looked up something else. There I am. I was like a mutt, had all these gifts going, what the heck? What do you do with them? So, and who do you talk to? Because in my world, and the people I hung out with, they don't want to talk about this. They look at you like you had three heads. So, I studied it, and I kept going on the computer, and you can only get so much information, but it let me know that I have so many gifts, and they're, and so I was like, now what am I going to do with them? I have them, I don't want them, and I'm not going to take it back. I spent 2 years begging God to take these gifts back, but He didn't. So I realized I have a purpose and a reason for these gifts. This is my fourth lecture here. And, my first one was just talking about having my gifts and stuff, but like going, I don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up. And I don't know what to do or where I'm going to go. So I started a support class here for psychic empaths, people that, have a place to talk about this because you can't just talk to anybody out in the world because they just don't get it if they don't have the gift or if they're closed-minded. So I did that, and, I love it. We've been doing it for like a year and a half. I have, quite a few people that come, and we discuss things, and we learn and grow together because that's what it's all about. Let's see. So I learned about my spiritual guides. I always knew that Archangel Michael was with me because he protected me throughout my whole life. There was many times that I should have not made it. There was times that he got me out of dangerous situations. When you're drinking and drugging in a house like I was raised in, you're around a lot of dangerous people, and somehow I survived that. And I can only tell you by how, because I remember everything. It's crazy. I shouldn't remember nothing because I was in a blackout, but I do. and he would like come wake me up to go get out of a situation. And so I always knew that, and I always knew I had him. So, you know, I had to learn how to take all the trauma and addictions and stuff that I dealt with and use him and my guides on the other side, the healers that, you know, we all have a spiritual team over there. And I had to learn how to listen and heal. And I did. And, you know, to be able to come out of the traumas and stuff that I have is very empowering, and to make my gifts stronger and to be able to connect with spirit like I can. It's very easy for me. I'm an empath. I mean, to such a degree. I mean, I see and feel things just 100 times more than most people, even other empaths. There's all different kinds of empaths. You know, so I had to learn how to manage it, though, and be in around certain people. I mean, I work with the public, and it can be very trying at times when you're an empath. It's, you know, like I don't want to feel your pain. I don't want to feel your aggravation with whatever you're going through. I don't want to, you know, I want to feel your happiness when you come in happy, but that doesn't happen a lot. So, you know, I had to learn how to deal with being, you know, I have to go home and recharge every day. I mean, there's just no way out of it. You know, I can't hide in my house and not go out, because sometimes I would like to, because recharging can take some time when you're an empath. You know, my gifts, instead of feeling like a curse, are starting to be a blessing now. I help a lot of people with a lot of things that life throws at them, from addiction to abuse to mental dysfunction. I mean, you know, I was involved with all of that and learned how to deal with it through my guides. And instead of, you know, I started the support group, and instead of struggling, I get to have a support group. It's so funny because the other night something happened at my support group, and I got very overwhelmed, and it was awful. And I got to rely on them. They were laughing, going, well, that's why you started your support group, so I could rely on them. And that's true. You know, we support each other. And it's just great. And so I started a business where they can work one-on-one with me. And it's like a clairvoyant counseling, because I have connection with spirit like I do, that I can, I've already got the experience of what I've been through and have healed from, to where I get to use my spirit guides to help you heal. So it's, I think we're all here to heal. I don't think there's one of us that came here that hasn't had to heal from something. So, you know, I'm just very happy that I got to turn this curse around into a blessing, and to be able to use my experiences to help people, and to use my guides to help people, and to have your guides come through, and I can help you learn how to do it for yourself. Because I've been to therapy, and not all of them are, you know, some of them need more therapy than they could offer. But at the same time, you know, I think we all can learn how to listen and trust ourselves, and use your guides to do that with, to heal any kind of trauma that you might have gone through. And trauma can be anything. It doesn't have to be so dramatic as mine seemed to be. I mean, trauma can be, you know, your mom yelled at you for something as a kid and you got all scared or something. I mean, trauma is just trauma, and it, for everybody, feels the same. It doesn't matter what it is. So I'm just grateful that I lived through the things I lived through. I'm grateful that I have a connection with my spirit guides, that they guide me. You know, I followed another lady that she said, you need to go find your tribe. And I was like, where do you find your tribe at? You know, I was like, what? And that's how I ended up here. And, I met Victoria and George, and they asked me to volunteer and help with their psychic fairs, and it's my fourth one, so they've all been different, because they grow each year or each month, I just continue growing, and it's like a new level. So I like being able to share with people that maybe haven't gone through that level yet. That's all, and show them how to do it too, because it's so rewarding, and to heal from things that are blocking you and to get your spirit guides to help you is such a happier life than I ever could have had without them. And to help somebody else find their own connection and learn how to read the messages that are given to them through their spirit guides, because we all get them. Now, if we listen or not, it's a whole different story, because they were giving them to me, and I was totally like, I don't see that, don't want to see that, nope. And then I'd get in more trouble. So I'm grateful now that I have turned it around. I get to, listen to them and hear what they're saying. I don't like it all the time, but I know it's for good, and it always has been for good. So, I don't know what else to say. I wanted to say on some of my gifts, as being a clairsentient is one of them, and that's clear feeling. And this comes from a person who's very shy. I don't even like standing up here, but I do. But very shy and don't want to feel anything. I went through a whole lifetime of drinking and drugging and numbing that, so I didn't feel to have that kind of gift. It's like, oh, wow, great. Now I have a gift that I have to feel everything. So, but the good news is I can feel spirit and I can hear spirit. So that makes it a little easier. But sometimes it's like, wow. The clear audience that I have is clear hearing, and I hear from my spirits. It's like they're 24/7 with me, which is a good place. I can hear the message. Like I said, not all the time am I going, oh, great, that sounds great. It's like, dang, I have to go this way now, and I just did that. But I hear them, and, I know they want what's best for me. So that's a good, safe. It's like having a best friend on the other side. And I have many of them. Like I said, I have just as many, crossed over loved ones. He's giving me the peace sign, so I think that's my 2 minutes. But, so anyway, I do have a class on Thursday night for support for psychics or empaths or sensitive people or anybody who just wants to have support. It's $10. The one-on-one I do is $50, and that's, to help you connect to your spirit guides and to get help. So does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask about starting a business or turning your gifts into a blessing and not a curse? Help your family? No questions? How did I find people? I came here and took a class one day, and that's how I met everybody. And then I started my own class. So, through here. Yeah. So, yeah. And then I'm not shy about it. I was shy about it the first 50 years. Well, I didn't know I had it. I just thought I had really good common sense. But, I'm not shy about it. Everybody at work knows what I do, Some might still want to look at me crazy, but a lot more don't. So, yeah, I just don't hide it. I don't think any of us should hide our gifts. So, that's how I connect with others. Like you, because I remember you coming up to the thing, yeah. Yep. So, I hope somebody hears what they need to hear, wants to learn how to connect with their own guides and do their own healing. Save a lot of money, because counselors are a lot of money, I know that. Like $200 an hour or something, and then they keep you coming back. I want to help you heal so you can do it yourself and go heal your family and anybody else that you come around, because like I said, I believe we're all here healing, on a healing journey.
Can you help people that don't want
Um, that's a tough one. I know what they need, but if they don't want it, you can't make them hear it, unfortunately. But I'll know and know what they need to do, but you have to, unfortunately, wait until.
you mean like from a higher self level what they need? That's what your information?
Well, I mean, my experience, I think, would be more of it because
Your
I've been,
experience?
hmm for being through trauma, addiction, abuse. I mean, there's a whole line of a lifetime stuff I went through in this one lifetime. So I have a lot of experience with that. So not only can I get the message that way, I also have yeah, it's a combination, and it's a good combination. And I think we all have it. Like, we can. Mhm. Mhm. I also have the connection, which makes it the blessing. Yeah, which makes it a blessing. Like I said, at first a curse. I didn't want any part of it. I was like, no, I don't want to feel their pain or know this or so, And like I said, I think we all have it, a gift that we can connect with spirit. We just have to open it up. And I help people do that and realize they're not crazy and they're not. So. So thank you, everybody.